Bereshut Morai v'Rabotai. Once again, it's a big pleasure to be able to share Divrei Torah and Divrei Chizuk with everybody. As we mentioned in the last shiur, we are trying to make the best of this situation and learn the lessons that we are supposed to learn, or that Hashem expects us to learn, in order to better ourselves, in order to elevate ourselves and change our surrounding, to make this world and our world a better place. So we spoke about the global message and the importance of cleaning your surrounding, making sure that you are aware of who you want in your inner circle and you don't want in your inner circle. We then discussed about the five senses, about the importance of having clean, untainted receptors so that you can easily grasp and understand and define clearly the information that you're facing. In last week's shiur, the last shiur that we spoke about, we discussed the importance of the awareness, what we call the simat lev, paying attention. And we focused on two senses, on the sight and on the hearing. And we explained and expressed the impact, the amazing impact on our soul, on our essence, that eye contact, a deep eye contact can have. The impact in the relationship, in the bond that it creates when you're actually aware and attentionate and attentive to the message or the word that someone is telling you. There is one more layer that we're going to try to learn about tonight, and I find it extremely challenging compared to the other avodah, to the other lessons that we have learned. However, crucial to the well-being of humanity, of our community in particular, and if we zoom in a little bit more, vital to the well-being of a home and a family. And this lesson, we learn it actually from the Agadah. I will bring again and repeat a lesson that our rabbis teach us in the tractate of Ketubot. We brought it in the last shiur. About this man that goes to a wedding and that sees that the lady, the bride, is not so beautiful, and he is now facing a big challenge. How can he actually say that she is a pretty bride? Isn't that a lie? And the big lesson is that if he sees at the bride with the glasses of the groom, he will see how beautiful she is. This message does not just apply in situations where we have to judge someone. It is the most fundamental and basic lesson we need to implement in our life to have a healthy and normal and constructive social network and relationship. If we learn the Agadah and we try to understand the structure of the Haggadah of Pesach, we find something fantastic. The Haggadah is broken into 4 sections. There are really 4 mini Haggadot within the Haggadah that we're going to be reading on the night of Pesach. We have the Haggadah of Rav, the Haggadah of Shmuel. We have the Haggadah two other portions of the Haggadah that we're going to dwell into a little bit. We're going to dive into a little bit more. But the big structure is really the following. Manishtana halayla hazeh, question, answer to the question. Avadim hayinu, we were slaves. Recognizing after the history, the blessing that we have, so we thank Hashem. And once again, Chacham ma'u omer, more questions. And the answer is, Mitechila of the Zara hayu avotenu. In the beginning, the Canaan story, we used to be serving idols, and then we praise. Baruch shomer avtachato leIsrael. Third portion of the Haggadah, Ma bikesh Lavan ha'arami. What did Lavan want from us? And then a long, probably the longest portion of the Haggadah, Tze ulmad pasuk mikra bikurim. And then the Haggadah will start going into different pesukim, verses of the Torah, analyze each verse, try to understand what we learn from it, and then we thank Hashem again. Kama ba'alot tovot alakom baruch hu. We praise Hashem. And the fourth section from Rabban Gamliel, matzah zo shanu ochlim al shuma. This matzah, why do we eat it? This maror, why do we eat it? And then Rabban Gamliel comes and explains Pesach, matzah, maror. And then eventually, after we understand that, we start again thanking Hashem. We have to praise you, we have to thank you. So there is a very fundamental structure in the Haggadah that is question, answer to the question, realizing what we gained from that answer, analyzing properly the answer, to finally thank and praise Hashem for where we are today. There's 4 ways of doing that. So the skeleton of the Haggadah, of sharing, of passing on the story, because this is what the Haggadah is about. The whole purpose of Pesach is to teach your children, teach the family, be able to pass on this beautiful legacy that we've been carrying for the past 3,000 years. How do you do it? You have to trigger a question. You have to get to the bottom of the answer. And from that answer, realize what you've gained. The positive outcome. Find the positive outcome that will lead to an emotion of praise, an emotion of thank to Hashem. And there are 4 ways of doing this. The first way, and we'll see it, it is in the Haggadah, we say, Ma nishtana. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. And the answer is, we were slave, very, very technical. We were slave, we were taken taken out of Egypt. This is what happened. And then we say, Baruch HaMakom Baruch. This Haggadah is a Haggadah that focuses on the physical pain. This portion of the Haggadah is really around the emotional and physical pain that our forefathers in Egypt felt. And when we relate to where we are today, we have to say thank you. The second way is a more spiritual way. Chacham, Ma'u Omer, the second portion of the Haggadah. And what is the answer to that? We used to serve idols. We used to worship idols. What is the differentiation between the first and the second? The first portion of the Haggadah focuses on the physical pain. The second focuses on the spiritual pain. And once again, we got out of Egypt. We received the Torah. We became a free people. We thank Hashem. Spiritual redemption. The third portion, the question is, what did Lavan want from us? And then the Haggadah will go and analyze different verses, Pesukim of the Torah, break it down, learn from it, a real lecture of Gemara. The analytics. It's purely logical. Purely logical. The third way of approaching, through logic. So again, the first portion of the Haggadah is addressing the emotions and the physical pain, the physical. The second portion is coming to teach to address the spiritual. The third, intellectual. And what is the fourth? Matzah zo shanu ochlim al shuma. So we raise the matzah and we say, this matzah, why are we eating it? So Rabban Gamliel says, Pesach, matzah, maro, tactile. Through example, we need to feel it. We need to touch the matzah. We need to touch the maro. We need to actually have a contact with the situation. There are 4 ways the Gemara tells us to address a situation in life, or 4 components that are connected, intertwined, and interconnected. 4 layers, 4 levels of a process in order to be able to understand properly a situation. You have to be emotional and sensitive and feel the pain or feel the emotion. You have to be able also to take this to a more spiritual level, a global level, a much bigger level than just yourself, to try to get a better perspective of the situation. You have to also use your intellect, think, analyze, understand. And finally, really live the situation. Connect to the situation. Feel the situation. There is a difference between the first and the fourth portion of the Haggadah. The first one is relating to a reaction, an emotional reaction. The fourth portion of the Haggadah is facing and focusing on the actual touch of it, connection to it. Comes the Haggadah to teach us something incredible and magnificent. If we want to get out of Egypt, if we want to get out of our own Egypt, of our own slavery, we need to make sure that we are aware and awake and in control of not only our emotions, but our spirituality, our intellect. And we have to be with it. We have to live the moment. We have to be with it. Can't be stuck. Can't be virtual. This is Pesach. And this is what we can accomplish, especially in this moment. Everybody's living in this period of time their own Egypt. But the message is clear. If we want to break the Egypt that is weighing on us for years, whether it's in our relationship of Shalom Bayit, whether it's in our relationship with our partners, with our parents, with our friends, this Egypt that we carry in our heart, the heaviness, the fears, the bitterness, the anger, frustration, resentment. Or we carry on and live with it and let it poison our lives and our relationships, or no. I will use the clean senses that I have. I will use the awareness of the information I'm getting through those senses. And I will now proactively turn on those 4 dimensions that are needed in order to be able to connect to a situation, to someone, and bond, to be able to be the most impactful, whether it's to change the situation, to help a person, or to learn from the person what to do or what not to do. But it is extremely important to start being in control and start taking ownership and responsibility for our actions and our flaws. We can't keep on hiding. We can't keep on lying to ourselves. This is the message of today. This is what this plague is coming to teach us. It's enough. Stop lying to yourself. Stop living a virtual reality life. Become more concrete, more in touch with yourself, more alive. And the Haggadah comes at a perfect time to guide us, to unwind the situation and bring us clarity, shine light in this moment of darkness. The timing, since it has started, has been so amazing and so accurate, as if we are on a cruise and Hashem is really, really making sure that the boat, that this vessel is following its journey, its trajectory, so that we slowly but surely learn, understand. As much as we are positive, no one can turn their back on the threat that is behind the door of our house, or the situation that our community, our beloved ones we know from close, from far, are facing. This should not paralyze us. This should not awake a crazy reaction of, you know what, I need to change everything, or, oh my God, what's going to happen next, or we are lost. No. It has to come to bring us to realize that we are adults, that we are responsible, that our actions matter, that our words matter, that our life matters. And if it matters, it means it has an impact whether I want it or not. So why not take control of it and sign our name in history with a beautiful touch to it? Tov Shem, Mishem and Tov. Let people speak about me, about you, and say, ah, what an amazing person. But the only way this can happen, the only way we can convey, just like the night of Pesach, the proper message, we have to address properly the situation. We have to be able to implement emotions, intellect, spirituality, and be with it. Understand clearly, feel, touch what the person is feeling, or what the person is going through, in order to be able to help the person. With those four elements, then you can really understand and not judge. Then you have the ability to put on glasses, put them off, put on glasses, put them off, depending on who's in front of you. Arba'a banim. There you have the chacham, and then you have the smart, the wise one, the tzaddik. You have the wicked one, the rasha. The simple one, the tam. The one that is not affiliated, he doesn't know where he belongs. You can only see those four banim. You can only be able to teach properly if you have in you the tools to do so. We have to wake up. We have to take control. We have to start impacting the lives of the ones we love. We have to be able to take responsibility for the education of our kids. This will not happen alone. We are now in quarantine. We are now confined at home so that we can create a dynamic that will open up this channel that's in us to allow us to bring to life those four dimensions. Not only for me, not only for us, not so to enrich all these different flavors inside our essence in order to be able to embrace so much information, but also to understand better the people that are in front of us, the people that depend on us, the people that love us, the people that we love. We need it. This is the personal exile of our own Egypt. This is our own personal Pesach. So as we get close to Pesach, we're going to be enjoying two semachot. We have two feasts that we can and should rejoice for. The Pesach of the community across the globe, but also the Pesach of our own soul. You have my word that if we align the Geula, the exile of Pesach, of the time of Pesach as a community, to our own Geula, you will have the most meaningful Pesach you've ever had in your life. You will now bring reality. You will bring depth. You will bring emotion to your table. Your entire Pesach will change. It will not be the Bahamas. It will not be Puerto Vallarta. It will not be, I don't know where, in Morocco or in Greece or in that won't be, but I promise you it will be much better. So we need to prepare ourselves. We need to be able to sit down and do some homework Make a list of the people that are with you at home and start analyzing your relationship with them on those 4 dimensions. How is my emotional connection? How am I intellectually aligned with him? Do I understand him? Can I put myself in his shoes? And I promise you, you will change forever that relationship in good. That will be the true revelation of a beautiful relationship. It is time that we take control. It is time that we rejoice for the freedom that we were blessed with, and not let and allow the heaviness and this comatic state lead our lives anymore. So I take this opportunity to call all of you to make it a point. We have in front of us about 10 days. Let's use it. We have the time. I believe we have a roadmap, high level, but we have a roadmap. But let's prepare ourselves for this Pesach. Let's make this Pesach the most amazing Pesach, because it will be a true Pesach. No distractions, no lavish nonsense, no beach, no pool, no, hey kids, do whatever you want, just leave me alone. No. This Pesach, we are all together. This Pesach, we will all be responsible for our families. So Be'ezrat Hashem, may HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us all the wisdom, the strength, the willpower, the desire to want to be alive, the desire to want to be strong. And Be'ezrat Hashem, say thank you, Hashem. Write our own praises to Hashem. The same way there is a praise after the understanding in each portion of the Haggadah, we will say thank you, Hashem, in our own way, and create our own Haggadah and our own history, our own exile. Be'ezrat Hashem, I love you all and wish you all a beautiful week. Stay strong, be safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, keep the hope. And remember, it will soon all be over, and we might realize that the precious time that was given to us was now taken away, and the routine will force us to jump back into the mundanity of this life. So let's take these moments to really, really, really make a difference. Shavua Tov, and Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm looking forward to see you again on Thursday. I love you all.